Hello my friends, today I am here before you to talk on the topic of rigging in IMA elections. I would implore you to lend me your ears so that I can go on to recapitulate the sequence of events so you are acquainted with it. I am here to deliberate regarding the undemocratic and unconstitutional removal of Dr. Amrish Gupta, who rose his voice against corruption in election, purported corruption in election. I am going to paraphrase the whole incident in just few minutes. Today, with very heavy heart, I am expressing this, that I have filed a criminal case against the erring officials of IMA Kanpur Nagar who have behaved undemocratically and unconstitutionally. It all started with IMA election Kanpur Nagar when Dr. Amrish Gupta, who was contesting the election, came to know that there were some discrepancies in the election. He requested to officials to make the process transparent by showing CCTV footage and voting cards. On the flip side, he was asked to produce evidence which was surreal and ludicrous in nature. How can a candidate adduce evidence when all the direct and primary evidences are lying with the organization? We are the largest democracy today and hence have greater responsibility to contribute in its prosperity. We are governed by a constitution in which right to freedom of speech and expression and right to information have been intertwined. It has been established, this proposition has been established in catena of judgments of Supreme Court, the landmark judgment being of PUCL versus Union of India, All India Reporter 2003, Supreme Court 2363, which says right to information is an intrinsic part of freedom to speech of expression under Article 19(1)(a). To make our system more transparent and unequivocal, the Right to Information Act 2005 was enacted. We can evaluate the broadened ambit of this act, where a bench of 3 judges recently unanimously said the Right to Information Act 2005 is a sacrosanct law of the land and it could not be overruled by the Official Secrets Act 1923. This view of the Supreme Court judges have been placed recently, few days back. That Right to Information Act is a sacrosanct law of the land and it could not be overridden by the Official Secret Act 1923, which is retrogressive in nature. Now coming back to the topic, we were only asking for CCTV footage and voting cards. I don't see any logic or rationale why we were being deprived of it. As Dr. Amrish Gupta was busy in some official work, he communicated to the concerned authority in IMA that a good friend of mine, who is also a counsel, will be representing me in submission of request regarding the election process, regarding which evidence is lying with Dr. Amrish Gupta. It was very difficult for us to collect any evidence regarding malpractice, as a man of normal prudence can also understand that candidate doesn't have access to direct or primary evidence, as all these evidences lies with the organization. However, whatever evidence we could garner, I reached with those evidences to IMA Kanpur Nagar on 13th October 2018, where I was, in an impolite manner, refused to accept the evidences and my request was blatantly ignored. I was maltreated and even a normal level of courtesy was not shown. It was very humiliating and embarrassing for me. I was not able to understand why a mountain of a molehill was being made. I suspected something in the entire episode and under deep anguish and agony expressed my view on my channel Legal Panacea, as nobody has a right to hurt my self-esteem. On 14th October 2018, when I came to know that all our requests were defied, were belied, I conversed with Dr. Ambrish Gupta regarding this. He was under great stress and trauma. I expressed my view to accompany him in the installation ceremony and put forth our point in a peaceful manner because I had belief in the institution and thought that justice will prevail. He reluctantly, Mr. Ambrish Gupta reluctantly gave his consent. I could not understand why others were not raising their voice for a just cause, but now I understand the reason. After the treatment meted out to Dr. Ambrish, how I am being belittled and disreputed by the IMA officials, how my near and dear ones are being intimidated. But this is nothing more than throttling of the democracy. In the installation ceremony, when we tried to communicate and put forth our point in a peaceful manner, we were assaulted and bullied. I was meted out of treatment as if I was a goon or a hooligan. I was attacked and abused, which I never expected from the members of such an esteemed organization. I was astounded and under severe affliction on the filthy language used against me and such unceremonious behavior meted out to me. I was surprised at this particular behavior. I have full faith in judiciary, and the incident was being videographed, recorded. I think so. The court will ask for the documentary evidence under section 165 of the Indian Evidence Act 1872, and the culprits would stand exposed. It was under this great pain I uploaded my second video for the injustice done to us. This is not for the first time that this rigging has been done. In 2012-13 also, the same thing was repeated, the same thing was iterated, in which IMA UP Tribunal and IMA National Tribunal intervened and the aggrieved got the redressal of their grievances. The aggrieved got the justice. The same thing is being repeated again. It makes me reminiscent of the legendary Bhagat Singh, who also objected against the tyranny of colonial regime in the legislature, but at that autocratic time also, he was exonerated. Lawyers have always played a pivotal role in the dispensation of justice, and this can be explicitly witnessed in our freedom struggle. Lawyers are a respectable part of society, hence the treatment meted out to me was highly reprehensible. Are we living in the same colonial era? No. Today we are the largest democracy, and the right to information is a fundamental right. Our constitution gives us the right to protest peacefully, and it has been peremptorily affirmed in the judgment of Anita Thakur and others versus Government of Jammu and Kashmir and others, 2016, Volume 6, Supreme Court 295. Aggrieved by this behavior, we were left with no other option than to approach court, which we did in suit number 2288/18, which is sub judice. In this suit, we have asked for showing us CCTV footage and voting cards. Meanwhile, Dr. Ambrish Gupta was hectored for taking the case back or be ready for the consequences. Seeing this, we filed suit number 2529/18 for no disciplinary action against Dr. Amrish Gupta till the disposal of the case 2288/18. The Council of IMA has not even submitted his objection in the case number 2529/18, which is regarding disciplinary action, and after a lapse of so many months, his opportunity of filing a written statement according to the law and judgment of Supreme Court has exhausted. The Council of IMA took the ground in the case 2288/18. In that also he has not filed the written statement. There also his written statement is barred by limitation. He can't go on to file the written statement now. He took the ground only to dupe the Honorable Court that civil court doesn't have the jurisdiction to try the case, which I negated through arguments and quoting of relevant judgments of Supreme Court and Allahabad High Court. Sorry to say, their counsel tries to evade the judicial process on one pretext or the other, for which penalty has been imposed on him, and the last opportunity has been given by the court to present his perspective, as he was absent on this hearing today also. At last, the IMA Kanpur has not only defied the principles of natural justice, democratic and constitutional principles, and the authority of the Honorable Court, and expelled Dr. Amrish Gupta in an undemocratic way, due to which he had to go through physical and mental agony and irreparable harm to his reputation. Left with no other options or avenues, we have to file a criminal case number 2596/19 under section 34 common intention, section 120B criminal conspiracy, section 107 abatement, section 171B and section 171C for purported rigging in election, section 499, that be section 500 for defamation, section 503, that be section 506 for criminal intimidation. All these sections belong to the Indian Penal Code 1860. Section 2B and section 2C of the Contempt of Court Act 1971 for civil and criminal contempt has also been imposed. I would like to adjure all the officials and concerned authorities of IMA not to infract or infringe law. Otherwise, they have to face the legal repercussions. Thank you.